Good evening. I am doing sort of a test video for a potential idea I had, which was essentially doing just a fun ASMR channel dedicated specifically towards understanding and teaching about fine mineral specimens. I really enjoy ASMR. I like to listen to it as I go to bed because it kind of just relaxes me, and it's just something to have in the background sometimes when I work, when I'm, at work or at home drawing. So I just figured I might as well kind of test it out and see what I can do with just an iPhone and my AirPods and just some rocks. I do have other, how would you say it? Devices, I suppose, that I can use, but for now I just wanted to just simply play around on my phone and with my AirPods and just see how it comes out, see what I can do, and just have a little fun. So I'm a mineral collector, and when I say that, I mean I specifically specialize in collecting fine mineral specimens. And actually this specimen is not mine, this belongs to my partner, because the minerals that I collect personally are what are called thumbnails, which are technically specimens that fit in a 1-inch cube. So my specimens are all very small. And I thought if I'm doing an ASMR video, I'd want to maybe tap a little bit on the bases or even on the specimen, if you can hear that. I guess that's what I'm doing this test video for, to see if you can even hear these things with just AirPods instead of a microphone. But I just wanted to play around with a larger specimen for this simple test video. And it's actually quite late where I am. It's actually just about midnight. So this is just sort of a impromptu, just for fun, messing around on my phone before I head to bed. So I guess I will introduce the specimen. This is a mineral called Stibnite, and this particular example is from, I believe it is pronounced something along the lines of Xiguangshan, the Xiguangshan mineral deposit in China. And China is a really incredible country in terms of the amount of mineral specimens it produces. It's a very prolific locality, and especially in the last few decades, China has been producing it's really incredible specimens, fluorites, calcites, quartzes, grossulars, spessartine garnets, and stibnites especially. So stibnite is an antimony sulfide, I believe. So that's why it has this beautiful metallic sheen. It's because being an antimony sulfide, it is essentially a metallic mineral. And again, since I'm playing around with my phone, I just want to see how I can focus the specimen so you guys can see it nicely. Of course, I'm doing this in my kitchen with a very warm light and no natural daylight, so the lighting is not ideal, but this is all just for fun, to play around with this and just to see what I can do. So, as you can see, this specimen has many terminations, and what a termination is essentially the crystallized end of crystal. And many crystals are doubly terminated, and what that means is that a crystal is terminated on each end. Now this specimen is not doubly terminated because this likely grew out of the matrix or the host rock at this point, as well as down here, and even up here. As you can see, this is also not a terminated end. And what many collectors will call that is a contact point. If it's not a matrix, if it's just the crystals alone like this. And as you can see, the terminations are very beautiful and almost have a faceted quality from the natural crystallization of this piece. Everything on the specimen is completely natural, as is when it came out of the earth. Really, the only thing that has been done to the specimen was being cleaned off when excavated from its pocket in the mine. And when I say pocket, I mean that is the cavity that these crystals grow in, and many, many minerals, especially pegmatite minerals, form in these pockets underground, and they grow in a solution. And the solution is what has the elements that come together to create essentially, I guess one could call it like a chemical structure, chemical composition that will then turn into crystals. And depending on the species or type of mineral, these crystals can grow in a matter of hours to over hundreds, thousands of years. And even aside from how long it takes for a mineral to grow, many of these specimens have been underground, fully formed for hundreds, thousands, millions of years. So many of these specimens are very, very old. As you can see, the specimen has beautiful striations that run parallel up the length of the crystal, and those striations reflect light very, very beautifully. Now my partner has obviously used quite a bit of hot glue to secure the specimen to its base so that it can stand up to be displayed. And I personally, for my specimens, I use mineral tack. But for, collectors, there's quite a number of ways that people will secure their specimens to bases for display, or they may not even use bases at all. In fact, collectors, especially like me, who collect very small specimens, will put them in perky boxes, and I can talk about perky boxes in more detail in another video. I don't know if you can hear that, but that is my cat in the background. So I will have to finish up this test soon to go give him some attention. But again, a really beautiful Stibnite specimen with very nice aesthetics, good luster, and nice form from the Xikliangshan mine, or the Xikliangshan antimony deposit in China. Now, I was going to finish with that Stibnite, but I just wanted to pull out one more specimen just to play around with while I wrap up this test. So this is grossular from Sierra Cruces, Mexico. And this locality is very well known for the particular color of grossulars that are found there. As you can see, this has a very bright, kind of raspberry colored pink hue. And you don't really see this in any other locality besides Sierra Cruces in Mexico. Now, many people think that garnet is a mineral species in itself, but in fact, garnet is a group of minerals, quite similar to how there are many species of cats under the umbrella term Felidae, but Felidae itself is not a species. Minerals are classified in the same way. So this species is grossular, which is in the garnet family. So it is not a variety of garnet, but its own distinct species under the garnet group. Now, again, since this is a test, I just want to see, how the colors come out, and perhaps even if I can do tapping sounds with this. Again, I don't know if you'll be able to hear this because I'm only using my iPhone in and Airpods, and I have a nice camera and a microphone somewhere that I can play with, but for now, I just wanted to test this out just for fun, just to see how it sounds. Perhaps I can even scratch the specimen itself. I don't know if that would be a nice sound, but it might be interesting. Again, this is all just playing around, seeing what I can do with this, and just, ooh, let's not drop any mineral specimens on camera. But there you go. It's a grossular garnet. And in future videos, I'll continue to test things out and see how things sound with, other microphones that I have, or perhaps a camera. And then, of course, I'd like to try this out with much better lighting than what I'm just playing with now. So either daylight or a lamp, just to see how to really make these specimens shine. I'll also try shooting it from a different angle instead of this camera facing me as I present the specimen before me. So, thank you for sticking around. I have no clue if anyone's actually going to see this, but honestly, at the end of the day, I'd be happy just to do a little bit of ASMR just for myself, because I do listen to it every night. And if anyone else happens to enjoy it or gets anything from this, I think that'd be a wonderful thing. And if any of my fellow mineral collectors out there see this, hi. This is what I'm doing with my spare time. And yeah, that's really all I have. I guess I'll just keep on playing around with this project and just see what happens and see what I can do. I think it'll